Your perseverance in the face of hostility, your open democracy in the face of violence, and your success in the face of tall odds is truly inspirational. The security challenges faced by Israel are enormous, including the threat of Iran's nuclear ambitions, which I've talked a lot about. One of the worst deals I've ever seen is the Iran deal. We have a long history of cooperation in the fight against terrorism and the fight against those who do not value human life. This is one more reason why we reject unfair and one-sided actions against Israel at the United Nations, which has treated Israel, in my opinion, very, very unfairly. The United States will encourage a peace and really a great peace deal. We'll be working on it very, very diligently. Both sides will have to make compromises. You know that, right?
Both sides. Israel has no better ally than the United States. And I want to assure you, the United States has no better ally than Israel. Our alliance is based on a deep bond of common values and common interests. And increasingly, those values and interests are under attack by one malevolent force, radical Islamic terror. For the first time in my lifetime, and for the first time in the life of my country, Arab countries in the region do not see Israel as an enemy, but increasingly as an ally. Let us seek new avenues of peace, and let us bring the remarkable alliance between Israel and the United States to even greater heights.
General Flynn is a wonderful man. I think he's been treated very, very unfairly by the media. As I call it, the fake media in many cases. Papers are being leaked, things are being leaked. It's criminal action, criminal act. And it's been going on for a long time. Before me, people are trying to cover up for a terrible loss that the Democrats had under Hillary Clinton. As far as settlements, I'd like to see you hold back on settlements for a little bit. So let's see what we do.
Let's try it.
Doesn't sound too optimistic, but that's... So I'm looking at two-state and one-state, and I like the one that both parties like. As far as the embassy moving to Jerusalem, I'd love to see that happen.
Now, unfortunately, the Palestinians vehemently reject both prerequisites for peace. Jews are not foreign colonialists in Judea. The two prerequisites of peace, recognition of the Jewish state, and Israel's security needs west of the Jordan, they remain pertinent. I think that if we work together, we have a shot.
It's actually a much bigger deal, a much more important deal in a sense. It would take in many, many countries, and it would cover a very large territory. So I didn't know you were going to be mentioning that, but that's now that you did, I think it's a terrific thing. I think the Palestinians have to get rid of some of that hate that they're taught from a very young age.
Challenging Iran on its violations of ballistic missiles, imposing sanctions on Hezbollah, preventing them, making them pay for the terrorism that they foment throughout the Middle East and beyond, well beyond. I think that's a change. I think it's, let me say this very openly, I think it's long overdue.
Mr. President, since your election campaign and even after your victory, we've seen a sharp rise in anti-Semitic incident across the United States.
We are, very honored by the victory that we had, 306 electoral college votes. We were not supposed to crack 220. I think one of the reasons I won the election is we have a very, very divided nation, very divided. And hopefully I'll be able to do something about that. Jewish people, so many friends, a daughter who happens to be here right now, a son-in-law. And you're going to see a lot of love. You're going to see a lot of love.
There is no greater supporter of the Jewish people and the Jewish state than President Donald Trump. Okay.
Mr. President, are you going to answer any questions about your associates' contacts with the Russians during the campaign, sir?
Mr. President, just a blanket denial on that.